Hello, everybody. Michael Hart. So today I was going to talk about denial. I feel like there's a glare. Is there? Anyway, so yeah, denial. Everyone is in denial. Everyone's in denial. Dude, watch where you're going. Man, people suck at driving. Anyway, so, yeah, everyone's in denial, guys. It is the most common coping mechanism. And it's the most annoying one also. Like, like, for example, in typology, everyone wants to talk about the strengths of their type. They never want to talk about the weaknesses, which is weird to me because that was like the most interesting part to me. Anytime in the beginning when I was first learning this stuff, anytime I was learning about my type, the weaknesses were the most interesting thing to me. Well, but I've always just been really interested in like self-growth and like, growing as an individual in any way I can. So I've always wanted to know my weaknesses. So, I mean, maybe that's not common. I don't know. It's how I am. Anyway, so yeah, people get very defensive when you point out the weaknesses of certain types. The world is living in denial, guys. We know for a fact that the leading cause of death in the United States is caused by obesity, right? And still people eat like shit. At least 50, 60, probably more, 70% of people, Americans, eat crap. Eat McDonald's, fast food, and like all the time. And not just occasionally, but that's like their daily diet, and they don't care. Many of them know it's bad too. They don't care. They have the mentality like, "Oh, you're gonna die. You're gonna die someday anyway." I can't relate with that at all. I just don't get it. Never have. Never. And even when I was a teenager, I never understood that. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I never splurge on chocolate and stuff like that. I do. It's a weakness. But I still have always had it as my plan in life to eat healthy, or at least try to be as healthy as I can. And it's funny because a lot of my friends will say, well, make fun of me for it. Some people actually get upset when you eat healthy. For some reason, it's like they get defensive. They'll actually get angry. Anyway, some of them will even say to me, "Are you going to live forever?" It's like just snide. And for me, it's not about living longer. For me, it's about living without health issues that make life not worth living. I mean, to me, it's obvious to me. It's obvious that why would you want to live in constant, discomfort and pain? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, wouldn't you rather your years here be, not being afflicted with a health condition that makes your life miserable? Duh. Have you ever had a health condition that makes you not want to? It makes nothing worthwhile. Basically, you could be a millionaire, billionaire. It doesn't matter because your health is so important. That's how important your health is. You can't enjoy life if you don't have good health. So anyway, people are living in denial, guys. Denial. Denial is caused by fear. As all destructive things to us, guys, it's caused by fear. Fear leads to misery. Actually, the response to fear leads to misery. So if your response to fear, you shouldn't make any decisions in your life based on fear. If you're in a fearful or angry state, you should not be making decisions. You should not be making decisions based on fear. I just ran a red light. Holy shit. Whoops. No cops. You ever do that where it's kind of hard to tell? Like, oh, it turned yellow. Can I make it? I sort of made it. Let's call it good. Anyway, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought, guys. Help me. Yeah, people are in denial, and you should not ever make a decision or base any decisions in your life based on a fearful or angry state. And this includes the news. If you watch the news, I don't care what political stripe you have. I don't give a shit. If you watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox, doesn't matter. If you watch those religiously, you're brainwashed and you're full of shit by the very nature of it. That's what they do. They play on your fear. They show you the worst parts of society because of ratings. So if you watch the news religiously, you're only seeing the most negative things in the world. So you're going to have distorted perception of reality, and you're going to be in a constant state of fear and anger. And if you're making decisions based on what you see on the news, they're not going to be good decisions for your life or society. Sorry, I know I get I'm very passionate about these things, guys. I don't mean to seem attitudinal. Is that a word? If not, I just made up a word. Attitudinal. Anyway, so yeah. Humanity just keeps repeating itself. You know, we just keep repeating the same mistakes throughout history. And basically the people who are responsible are anyone who thinks they have it all right. Anyone that thinks, doesn't matter what political side you're on, if you think you're 100% right, the other side's 100% wrong, you are the reason history repeats itself. Because the reason history repeats itself isn't because... It's because people fight about shit constantly. That's what it is. So the constantly saying, you're this side, so you're a piece of shit. You're this side, so you're a piece of shit. Oh no, you're the piece of shit. Oh no, you're the piece of shit. That is what causes the problems. But people are too stupid to see it. It's right in front of their freaking face. They can't see it. History always repeats itself because people are morons. Don't ever think, guys, that because we live in a modern first world society, that we are not subject to the same evils of the past, of poverty and oppression and discrimination. Don't think that's gonna go away now. It's not. It'll come back because humans are stupid. This guy's going very slow and passing him. Anyway, so man, that guy was going really slow. It's like 70 in here. He's going 50. It's like, why? It doesn't even make sense. Why do people do stuff like that? Seriously, why? Anyway, so I'm in a bit of a mood right now, guys, in case you can't tell. So, society is screwed. Always has been, always will be. We had a nice run. We had a pretty nice run. I mean, the Western world created something pretty good. You know, it's not perfect. No society's perfect, but we created something pretty good, you know. We brought more people out of poverty than any other nation in history, but only the negatives are focused on, obviously, because because humans like to focus on the negatives because they're pessimistic assholes, basically, and they can't say, hey, this country did some good also. And because they can't see that the country did good, they're destroying. Because they can't see that the country did some good, and they're only focusing on the negative, they're destroying all the good the country brought about by tearing down the principles that allowed the country to do so much good. Tearing down everything. Throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You need to learn to eat the meat and spit out the bones. If someone from the past was a racist, it doesn't mean every single thing they said and did was wrong. That's not how it works. And if you think that's how it works, you're an idiot. There's something wrong with you. Seriously, I'm being 100% serious right now. That's stupid. It's extremely stupid. You need to learn to separate ideas from the people who hold them. I've never understood that crap. You know, anyone could say 2 + 2 is 4. You never say that person's a bad person, so now 2 + 2 + 4, or 2 + 2 = 4 isn't correct anymore because they said something else that's fucked up. It's the stupidest thing you can say or think. You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You're destroying all the things that created wealth in the world the past 100 years or so. Destroying all those things because you can't see the positive in anything. You focus only on the negative because you're an asshole. You're an asshole.